Hey, good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday morning to you. Welcome back to Morning Musings. My name is Don K. Preston. I'm the president of Preterist Research Institute of Ardmore, Oklahoma. Okay, as I mentioned to you yesterday, and by the way, I do want to let you know, and it's very important, you'll be looking for our Preterist Pilgrim Weekend, which will be coming up in July. We've already got speakers lined up. I'm very excited about it. Our subject this year is going to be Romans 11, 25 to 27, i.e., and so all Israel shall be saved. I tell you, in the futurist world, especially the dispensational world, Romans chapter 11, and I might also point out, in the postmillennial world, Kenneth Gentry said, and Greg Bonson, the late Greg Bonson, said Romans chapter 11 is the key. It's the foundational key to postmillennialism. And Warfield and others in the postmillennial world absolutely taught that. And yet, there are some contextual, certainly prophetic keys to Romans chapter 11 that prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that Romans 11 was fulfilled in AD 70. And it's interesting to me, by the way, that James Jordan, with whom I had a formal public debate some years ago, James Jordan agreed. Romans 11, 25 to 27 was fulfilled in AD 70. So, pardon me. So, be looking for Preterist Pilgrim Weekend. Also, I want to make the announcement. Very excited about this, okay? Anthony Aquino, who is a minister with the congregation and who is also a doctoral student. He's been very active on Facebook for a good little while, attacking, that's the proper term, the preterist view of prophecy. He issued several challenges to me to meet him in debate. Now, I didn't know who he was, and I have received so many debate challenges from people, let me see, how do I express this, that were so off the wall, just have to excuse me, that I simply were not going to debate them. Many of them couldn't control their language. They couldn't control their keyboard. So I don't engage in debates with people like that if I have an inkling that that's what they are like. So anyway, when Anthony shared with me his, quote, credentials, his, may I say, his credibility, then I thought, well, okay, then let's do this. So we have a sort of a kind of a, we have signed agreement, let's just put it like that, for us to have an internet debate. There's going to be two one-night debates. Each night will be 2 hours long. We may actually extend that for a few moments. We're not going to be, absolutely 100% held to, absolutely 120 minutes. Because this is an important debate. We will be debating the millennium. Anthony Aquino believes that the millennium has to be a very, very long time. I believe that the millennium began when Jesus sat down at the right hand of the throne on high. I could even argue that it began in his personal ministry, but I'm not going into that discussion right now. But the point of fact is, I believe that the millennium began in the first century and ended in the first century. So these are two diametrically opposed positions. Anthony Aquino says it's heresy, false doctrine, etc., to teach a, quote, 40-year, unquote, millennium, and I believe he's flat dead wrong. Now, the millennium, needless to say, has been, continues to be, a source of incredible discussion in theological circles down through the years. Now, if you want to read some really, really good material to prepare yourself for the debate, then let me urge that you go to my website, donkpreston.com, BibleProphecy.com. You go to my bookstore and you order the book, The Millennium, Past, Present, or Future by Joseph Vincent. I was privileged to write a chapter for that book. So go to my website, go to my store, order the book, The Millennium, Past, Present, or Future. Send me a note that says you saw the offer on YouTube or Facebook, and I'll refund your shipping, and that'll save you $5. Okay, so be looking for that debate. It's going to be approximately 2 months from now. Here I am, talking to you on Tuesday, still in March. And so be looking for that debate. I've got to tell you, my little world has been rocked to a great extent because my office here that I have been in since 2016, okay, or 2006. Yeah, 2006. Anyway, I've had this wonderful facility, but a couple of weeks ago, this building sold. And we talked to the new owners last week, and he informed us that on May the 17th, all power in this building will be cut off. And I'll be really honest with you, folks, we don't have anywhere to go. We don't have, and rent here in Ardmore, for us to rent a similar office space would cost us $2,000 a month. And we don't have that kind of money. We are exploring at the present time the possibility, and of course this is going to cost us significantly financially, but at least it's an investment in our own property. But we are investigating adding on to a current 24 by 24 shop building that I have full of car parts and a car. And anyway, okay, so we're trying to investigate to turn that building, add some onto it, turn it into an office building. The problem is, right now, with everything that's going on, building costs they're ridiculous. They're beyond ridiculous. They're stupid. I'm sorry. They really are. But nonetheless, we're waiting to get some bids in because I don't have another alternative. Okay? We're not going to try to pay somebody $2,000 a month for even less space than we've got now. So, as a heads up, in a very soon, very imminent time frame, I will be filming from my house. Now, I don't know what I'm going to do with my library. I don't know how I'm going to have my resources handy to me because there is no room in my house for my library. I mean, my library's in there, my library's in there, my library is in here. And there's no room at my house. And so that's kind of what we are facing here at Preterist Research Institute. It truly is a crisis of office space. And look, if you want to help us financially with this, I can't tell you how much it'd be appreciated, because this is putting us in crisis mode. I don't know of any other way to put it. As I've said to you on different occasions, due to COVID, we've lost close to $1,000 a month in monthly support. And we've lost support even previous to that. Now, all the time, our subscriber list has grown. We're now over 6,000 subscribers. And so, as much as I hate to, I want to ask, look, if 300 or 400 of you, my subscribers, would sign up to support our ministry at $10, $15, $20 a month. And believe you me, I know what price of gas is doing. I know what the cost of groceries is doing. I feel that pinch every bit as much as you. I filled up my truck 2 weeks ago, cost me $56. I filled up my truck this last week, it cost me $90. I know it's ridiculous, but nonetheless, if you can see your way to support us, we need 300 or 400 of my subscribers to step forward and to help us to pledge your support to $10 to $20 a month. That might not completely solve, it certainly will not help, solve our office crisis, but it will help solve our financial crisis insofar as our ministry is concerned. And again, I don't like to have to appeal for money. You know that I do not do this very often. I normally appeal for support maybe twice a year. But we're facing something now that we've never faced before. So please give it some careful and prayerful thought and see if you can help us out. Once again, if 300 or 400 out of 6,000 could support us, $10, $15, $20 a month, it would be of unbelievable benefit to our ministry and alleviate an awful lot of pressure that is on us. Okay, enough of that. I told you yesterday I wanted to discuss Revelation chapter 11, Matthew chapter 25. Now, since I'm already almost out of time for this morning, let me simply give this really, really brief rundown. What I'm actually going to do, instead of developing simply Matthew 25 and Revelation 11, what I'm going to do is develop Daniel 12, Matthew 25, Revelation chapter 11. You're going to see some absolutely stunning parallels. The parallels are undeniable. And in order to demonstrate the true parallels, I'm going to have to go back over some territory that I've covered in the past to demonstrate that Daniel chapter 12 is a, quote, united discourse about the days of the Roman Empire and the final fate of Israel. So I'm going to have to spend some time. First of all, Daniel chapter 12, again, demonstrating, and this will be a little bit repetitious from what I've gone over before, but for the purposes of this development of the parallels between Daniel, Matthew 25, Revelation chapter 11, it's absolutely essential that you be able to see these perfect parallels. And when you do see those parallels, and you see the temporal delimitations that Daniel puts on the events that he was predicting, that he was seeing and predicting, and the events of Revelation chapter 11, like I said, it will become abundantly clear, I think, undeniably clear, Matthew 25:31 and following was fulfilled in AD 70. Well, again, I'm out of time. I know that I had to digress and share with you some of the things happening with PRI. Some of it's super, super exciting. Look, folks, there's some absolutely incredible things going on. The growth of covenant eschatology is amazing. And I want to continue doing this for as long as the Lord gives me time. And I need your help to do this. Please pray about it. Think about it. Contact me. Go to my website, donkpreston.com, bibleprophecy.com. Send me an email and say, Don, how can I help? Okay? God bless. I'll see you on the flip side.